From the source system to the data will move to ECC, ECC to BW, and BW to BPC. From BPC to disclosure management and disclosure management to XBRL. So this is the entire data flow in the BPC system. Now, if our client is on financial domain, like a banking domain or insurance domain, they have to implement disclosure management and XBRL. Apart from this flow is sufficient for us. For example, if it is a manufacturing industry or service industry, this is sufficient. Now, what is this exactly? Earlier days, we have CPM, corporate performance management. There, the problem in the CPM is we are not getting the exact information on the on-time basis. That is the reason SAP was developed EPM. It's not an own SAP product. It's an the tool itself we are calling as EPM, Enterprise Performance Management. Enterprise Performance Management. In this EPM, we have BPC is one of the tool, and SFC we are calling as SFC or BOFC, Business Objects Financial Consolidation is one of the tool. Notes management, headcount management, disclosure management, and XBRL. These components are the part of EPM. See, EPM is not a tool, it's an component. Under this component, we have different tools. Now we are focusing majorly on BPC. Someone is calling business planning and consolidation, or someone calling business objects financial consolidation. Business objects, planning and consolidation. So here in BPC we have two versions. One is BPC MS, BPC for Microsoft, and BPC for NetWeaver. Remember, in BPC for Microsoft, the database is SQL Server. In the BPC NetWeaver, the database is SAP BW. SAP BW. So these like this. In MS, we are using store procedures and script logic. In BPC NetWeaver, we are using web code, web and script logics. So apart from this, these are the only differences. Apart from this, everything is same. Okay, everything is same. Like your report creation, master data loading, transaction data loading, each and everything is same. Here for data loading, we are using SSIS packages. Here for data loading, we are using process chains, BW process chains. Okay, so these are the major differences between BPC MS, Microsoft, and BPC NetWeaver. Now, no one is using BPC for Microsoft. Because there is some integration problem with the other SAP systems. Because of that, all the clients are migrating from the existing BPC Microsoft solution to BPC NetWeaver. Okay, in BPC MS we have 5.0, 5.0, 5.1, 7.0, 7.5, 10.0, 10.1, 11.0. 11 is not there, only 10.1. In BPC NetWeaver, we have different versions like 7.0, 7.5, 10.0, 10.1, 11.0. Again, guys, remember this point is not available. The below not applicable for BPC Microsoft. Okay, in BPC 10.1 onwards, SAP was divided BPC into two parts. One is BPC Classic, and the second one is BPC Embedded. BPC Classic and BPC Embedded. Guys, this BPC Classic is your BPC, regular BPC. That means whatever the applications you are using on 7.0, 7.5, 10.0, 10.1, everything is same in the classic point of view. In the BPC Embedded, this BPC Embedded is combination of BW, IP plus BPC. BPC Embedded is part of BW, IP plus BPC. BPC, guys, again I'm telling, Riship, BPC Embedded is combination of IP, BW, IP and BPC. So someone is calling BPC Embedded or S/4HANA BPC or BPC optimized HANA. Everything is same. But what is the difference is, for example, assume I got a call. He's saying we have the project on BPC Embedded. Okay, fine. If it is BPC, we have requirement on BPC. We have to ask what type of project it is, where he can say implementation support. Okay, if you say what version it is, he will say BPC Classic or BPC Embedded. We have to ask either it is BPC Classic project or BPC Embedded project. If we say BPC Embedded, whether this is BPC Embedded with HANA or BPC Embedded with S/4HANA. Guys, remember what is the difference is only one thing is different. S/4HANA, BPC Embedded with S/4HANA is real time. This is your real time BPC. That means if you post anything in the source system, if you refresh, it will automatically update. Just you can refresh. No need to, there is no data loading activities. BPC Embedded with HANA is, it's not in real time. BPC Embedded with S/4HANA is real time. This is the only one difference. Apart from this, application wise, development wise, each and everything is same. Riship, is it clear for you?
Yes.
Now, coming to how the data flow in the BPC Embedded. We have the, for example, guys, how the old system looks like. We have the Oracle database. On top of Oracle, we have ECC. From the ECC to, again, we have Oracle database. We have BW system to BPC. This is the flow. Now coming to the Embedded. We have the HANA database, ECC, again HANA database, BW, BPC. Okay. Now S/4HANA. We have the S/4HANA system. In S/4HANA we have ECC, BW, BPC. If within the server, this is the all the applications is available within the server. Here we have two different HANA servers. Here we have old one. Guys, which application you are going, it's not a matter. Wherever you go, in any of the application, BPC Classic is available. From here onwards, BPC Classic, BPC Embedded is available. Look at here. Here, BPC Classic available. Classic available. Guys, this is the components and this is the versions we are in the market currently we are using. Any doubts, any clarifications, just let me know.
Yeah, hi. In the second one, right? In the second
This one?
configuration, we have ECC and HANA as the backend for ECC.
Correct. For the ECC also we have HANA. For the BW also we have HANA database. Remember one thing, BPC is not an application. BPC is a one component. It will sit on top of the BW system.
Okay. Always
That
on
is the
top of
reason. Yes, that is the reason I'm not mentioned any database here.
I get to understand what you said right now. This S4 HANA. So in the same landscape only, everything is itself there. I mean, ECC, BW, and BPC.
Right. So this is the default one.
Okay.
But the thing is, here we have one problem. You know, more joins, less performance. Correct? If you are getting the huge amount of data, this is not the right solution. In that case, what you have to do, you have one S4 HANA system for the ECC data. Again, you have to create another S4. You have to take another data S4 HANA for BW with BPC. In this case, this is not in real time. Again, it is depends on how much data you have.
And Karthik, what is this BW for HANA? Is the same thing as
It will
for
sit
HANA?
here. It will sit here. I'm talking about this one.
Okay.
Here and here.
I'm sorry, Karthikeya.
No problem.
The BW for HANA sits where? That's in the second configuration, or is it applicable in the third one also?
In the third one. In the third one. Sir,
Oh.
here it will sit BW 7.4 also it will work. 7.5 also it will work. But whatever the activities, whether BW for HANA or BW on HANA, it is part of here. So what is the difference? See, SAP is simple logic. Earlier we have InfoCubes. Now we have ADSO. They released a new version.
Yes.
Application wise, you don't see anything, but most of the activities now we are performing in the HANA Studio. In the HANA Studio, we are performing. Earlier, we are doing everything in the RS7. Now we are performing everything in the HANA Studio. Your GUI is different. Apart from that, all the things are same. Okay, guys, if you're okay, we can go ahead. We can go ahead for further steps. Koteswara, any doubts?
As of now, no doubts.
Okay.
So
Guys,
you are telling only heavy data point of only for real time data.
Exactly.
S4 HANA won't work, right?
Correct. Because we
So-
implemented we implemented S4 HANA for one of the client, but the problem is initially data was very less. But after implementing, we said they required another 19 legal entities. The data was huge. We are getting the performance issue. So what we did, we maintained another S4 HANA for the BW with the BPC. From S4 HANA to BW, we are loading separately. From there itself, we are generating all our reports.
So what you are telling, majority will be like this only.
Yeah, majority is first option. But if you have the option requirement, then you can go ahead with this.
Yeah. Okay.
We are okay. Sorry for the interrupt again. There we are calling as a IBPF, Integrated Business Planning for Financial. We have another tool called IBP. IBP is different. IBPF is different. IBPF is Integrated Business Planning for Finance. This is Integrated Business Planning. Guys, this is next version of APO. This is next version of APO. And the BPC IBPF deals with only financial plannings. And this APO or IBP will deals with only material management wise planning. Okay. Now, coming to your point. Assume I have the data in the HANA table. In the master data is available in the HANA database. Master data is available in the BW system in the HANA tables. From here to create object in BW or HANA and provide access to the table. Create calculation view in HANA. Okay, guys, this is about master data. Assume available in HCW table, and we are creating a calculation view in HANA. Create virtual cube or open ODS view in BW. So we can maintain in this way. Guys, this is our actual data. If the any data is coming from the source, we are calling that as the actual data. So for the plan, create real-time info cube or direct update DSO or planning enabled DSO, planning enabled ADSO. Okay, so this is for the plan data. This is for actual and this is for the plan data. I'm combining these two in the create multi-provider or composite provider. I'm creating the composite provider or multi-provider. I'm combining these two. Okay, I created this multi-provider. On top of this, again I'm creating. Guys, look at here. Below are part of HANA. This part is BW. Okay. Now this part is part of IP. Create aggregation level. We are creating the aggregation level on top of the multi-provider. The purpose of the aggregation level is to define the scope of your input form. Like in my model, okay, Rishib, we are in BPC class. In BPC Classic, in my model, I have 10. Assume I have 9 dimensions, but I want to create input form only on the 6 dimensions. Is it possible? Can we ignore those 3 dimensions? Either we have to include in the page access, row access, or column access. Otherwise, system will take context objects. Correct?
Correct, Karthikeya.
But because of that, we are getting the poor performance. If you're no need to, if you're not selecting the objects, it will taking the by default, because I don't want to see that objects in my input form. That means we are not defining anything. Because of that, we are using aggregation level. Here we are defining in how many dimensions you required in your input form, how many key figures you required in your input form. So we are creating the aggregation level. On top of that, we are creating the Planning filters, create planning functions, planning sequences. Okay, on top of that, we are creating next input ready query. On top of where we are creating from here to we are creating the AFO report or input form. So these are the activities we are doing in the IP. So sorry, these are the activities we are doing in the IP. Okay, once it is done, these are the activities we are performing in the BPC. Create the environment shell, create model on basis of BW objects, local providers, work status, BPF. So these are the activities we are performing in the BPC side. These are activities in the IP. These activities in the BW. These activities in the HANA system. Guys, this is the entire flow in the BPC, and this flow is applicable BPC embedded as well as S4 HANA BPC or IBPF. Anything. There is no different transaction code. There is no difference changes in the S4 HANA embedded or BPC embedded. Everything is same. Guys, and one more thing. Sorry, I forgot to add another point here. For example, if our existing client is 10.1 classic or 10.0 classic or 10.1 classic, we want to migrate to embedded. It's not possible. But our existing client is on IP, BW IP or BW BPS, business planning and simulation, or BW IP. We can migrate into BPC embedded. This is very clear. If anyone want to migrate, you have to include these 2 points.
A quick question, Kartikeya. So you don't have, I mean, BPC 10.1 embedded? Is that?
Sorry?
No. Do you have BPC 10.1 embedded?
Yeah, we have. No. Migration is embedded to embedded migration. BPC classic to embedded migration is not possible. BW BPC to BPC embedded migration is possible.
Okay, I'm not. I mean, a little clear, Kartik. I mean, you have something called as BPC 10.1 embedded, right? So what does that mean? That is, people have already migrated from classic to embedded, or?
No. Very simple. Classic to embedded. Forget about these versions. Classic to embedded migration is not possible. Any version, 10.0 or 10.1. Embedded is not at all possible. Migration is possible from the BW BPS, BW IP to BPC embedded is possible.
And when you say BPC embedded, which version is it you're talking about? BPC embedded,
It's
I mean
at 10.1 or 11.0, anything.
Okay, only the migration is not possible. If the client is already on BPC Classic 10.1, then they cannot migrate. So which means
Exactly.
what is the upgrade path? They'll have to again, implement BPC
It's
embedded.
a greenfield implementation. It's a complete again greenfield implementation from the scratch.
Oh, from the scratch implementation. Oh, okay.
Yes. None of the EPM reports will work because there are no EPM here. We have, but no functionality will work.
I didn't know that. But then HANA database with BPC 10.1 Classic is, I mean, it will work, right? HANA is nowhere tied to embedded.
No. Sir, one thing,
Okay.
if you want to implement HANA, if you have BPC embedded, HANA is mandatory.
Okay.
That is the reason I mentioned here. If you look at here,
Fine.
if you have HANA, then only you can implement BPC embedded.
So with the 10.1 Classic, you mean you don't have an option for a HANA database. Is that so?
So one thing, from the 10.0 onwards, we have embedded. From the 10.0 onwards. With HANA database. So one thing, if you are going any version, Classic is mandatory. Classic is available. If it is if we have it is an HANA database, embedded will come by default.
If you like our videos, then subscribe to our channel and be a part of the journey with GoLogica and stay connected with the latest videos.